Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got something I don't think I've done on here before, but I watched quite a few, and that is what I'm reading or hoping to read this month. So it's coming into February now, so what have I read? What am I going to do? What's my plan? I read quite a few of these. Watch quite a few of these. One of my favourites being like Jess Glynne, and I just got a bit inspired by it really. I love to read. I set myself a target this year, and that was to read a book a month, at least one a month. I started off saying I wanted to read 2 a month, and I thought it's just not like super realistic for me. It's like life's quite busy. I've got 2 young children. I work, I travel with work. We have lots going on at home, and also I fall out of love with a book when I'm watching a series on Netflix, for example. So I wanted that flexibility, and 1 a month felt realistic. So far so good. We're going into the 2nd week next week, won't we? Which is crazy, of Feb. And so far I think I've read 3 books this year. So the first one I have read, I'll show you. Where are they? First one I have read is This Is Going to Hurt. This is by Adam Kay, and you'll definitely have heard of this before. It's really, really popular. It's in all like the top bestseller lists at the moment, and it was at the back end of last year. So it's about a junior doctor and his journey through to becoming a doctor, and the hours he has to work and all the situations he finds himself in. So he's a obs and gynae doctor, and some of his stories are quite harrowing but humorous at the same time, but you keep getting drawn back to the fact that, you know, he's quite young, he's new to all of this, and he's basically dealing with life or death, and what they have to go through is just absolutely terrifying but incredible at the same time. So this is a super easy read. It's put into like diary entries, you can see that. So it's easy to pick up and put down, and each like day, week is completely different almost. It does lead on, but it's not hard to pick up, say 2 weeks later, and know where you're up to. It's absolutely fine. It's not a big book, so it shouldn't take you long to read. I'm going to pass this on to some friends shortly who I know will just love it. I loved it. It isn't what I was expecting, I have to say, but nonetheless I absolutely loved it, and I think I finished it in about 3 days. Really, really good. The other book that I have read is this one, and that is The Last Letter from Your Lover, and it is a Jojo Moyes. I picked this up in a charity shop, and I do like Jojo Moyes. I've read quite a few of hers. Yeah, it's a romance basically, and it's all about Jennifer Sterling, a young lady who's married to a wealthy man, a very wealthy businessman. It reminded me, if you've watched the series Mad Men, that's what I envisaged in my mind of what it was like, her life. She lived in a beautiful big house, and so on, but she doesn't really lead much of a life in terms of in love. She finds somebody else, she has a car accident. I'm not going to tell you the rest of it, but it's intriguing, and I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to know what happened to her at the end. The ending was nice, but it's not what I was expecting either. Really liked it. It's quite a big old book, which I find this is quite a big one for this kind of novel. I'd prefer perhaps like 2/3 of the size of this, but I really liked it. Nice big text in this version. Yeah, I really recommend it. And Jojo Moyes, she's a classic, isn't she? So always pick that up. The other one that I've read that I've not actually got with me at the moment is Little Fires Everywhere. I was given this to by Team Stein Mummy, so I can't get my words out today. Charlotte Stein, she's also on here, so make sure you go and find her. And we did kind of like a book swap. We swapped some books over, and she sent it me, and it was part of like a mama's book club, and there was really mixed reviews. Lots of people not finishing it. They weren't sure about it, but I loved it. I was instantly hooked, and I found it a really easy read. It was almost quite teenage in parts, but I quite like that. It just draws me in. It's a style that I can resonate with, not because I'm a teenager anymore, but because I think it's because they're easy reads, and I can remember what it was like just about as a teenager. So Little Fires Everywhere, it's really good, but it's also got some like underlying messages, so definitely go and have a look for that one. So for this month I have got a few books here that I want to read or that I am reading. Number one is The Other Child. I'm actually almost finished this book. Yeah, to here. I was away a lot this week travelling, so whilst I was on the train I got stuck in, and this was a super easy read. The Other Child. So I quite like books where you have to guess, they're like criminal, investigation, that kind of thing. This is really interesting, and it was about a lady, and she is married to her husband Greg, who is a paediatric cardio surgeon, and they have to go and move to America for his job. She's already got a son, and then she gets pregnant, and it all unravels about his life, and she kind of investigates and finds out more about him, and you just cannot believe the end, who he actually is. I just could not believe it. Well, I've actually got a chapter left, but I think I'm pretty much, you know, when they start to finish off. But I can't wait to read this last bit. I'm looking forward to this evening when the kids are in bed and getting this finished, but I would really recommend it. This looks a bit bished and battered, and this is from the library, so that's my aim as well, is to get a few from the library this year. And this I would recommend, Lucy Atkins, The Other Child. My other two that I am looking forward to reading, first up is The Ice Twins. This was, I think I had this for Christmas, I want to say. Again, it's quite a heavy book, this one, with quite small writing, and it says on the back, I am Kirsty, I am Lydia, I lived, I died, or did I? After one of their identical twin daughters, Lydia, dies in an accident, Angus and Sarah Moorcroft move to a remote Scottish island, hoping to mend their shattered lives. But when their surviving child, Kirsty, claims that they have mistaken her identity and that she in fact is Lydia, their world comes crashing back down. So it reads quite exciting. At the top it says, a knife-sharp thriller, gripping and suspenseful. So I'm looking forward to getting into this, and I think I might read this one next. Yeah, if you've read it, let me know what you think. And that one is by S.K. Tremaine. Yeah. And the other one is Into the Water. My husband actually bought me this for Christmas last year. I had read Gone Girl and absolutely loved it. Not Gone Girl, I did love that, but I had read The Girl on the Train and absolutely loved that style of book. I've watched the film, love that too. Not as much as I loved the book, because I find it's just not how I envisaged it. So always read your book before you see the film. But this is Into the Water, and it's by Paula Hawkins, who's the best-selling author of The Girl on the Train. I've read mixed reviews about this book. Some people say it just doesn't compare to The Girl on the Train. Others have loved it. Sadly, I don't want to say it because it was a gift, it's hardback, and I find that quite tricky. I don't want to travel with it because it's big and it takes up a lot of space in my bag. Like, it's double the size of a normal paperback. It's heavy, so when I'm reading in bed I struggle, and I can't read it in the bath, it's just too big. But I'm looking forward to reading it. And on the back it says, Nell Abbott is dead, she said. They found her in the water. She jumped. And that's all they say about it. So yeah, I will let you know how I get on with this. I would love to know what you're reading currently, and if there's any I should add to my list. I do have a nice long list of books that I want to seek out, that I also love just ambling around the library and picking them out. I'm quite a romantic in that sense, I think. But so sue me. Thanks for watching. Bye.